just winning duels versus Poison or being the better opera that he was on Nuke?
I think Searson's a bit more versatile on this map. You'll see him a little bit more around. Some operas, like Zywoo, for example, just plays car and long, plays the cross, you know? And so you have certain players that just focus on certain spots. Then you have some more versatile operas that can get around and have a bit more movement. I think Searson's one of those guys who can do that. And so we'll see how Complexity try to neutralize him.
Yeah, very fair. Lots to be foretold about this game. And, I mean, at least Complexity know that this was coming, so hopefully they prepared some new stuff. Here's Config, long line, down long, and this is very commonplace for Big. Going 5 long, it was quite meta in 2020 to try to do this, but it's also very hard to stop even if you know it's coming, and maybe we'll find out why. They'll start to push up towards Car Poison, back against the wall, doesn't give a damn. 3 kills here. All headshots with the USP, and BlameF refreshes his position. But not only that, he can fall back, and he has a teammate to help him out as well. What on earth is that? All the kills from Car.
Did you know what's even more criminal is that he does that on 1 HP.
Poison, he got
gushed
gushed?
down to 1 HP, and Poison then proceeds to get 3 headshot kills. Like, sometimes the universe just lines up against you. You know, because he's at 1 health. If he dies, 1 health difference, Poison dies, then they got the smokes to block off the cross, and Big are walking right up onto the site behind a flash and just pressuring the bomb site. But instead, Poison survives with 1 health, and then with the USP, 1-shot headshot, baby, just goes to work.
And you know he doesn't even blink, right? That's the kind of personality he is.
That's outrageous that he manages to get those kills.
Yeah.
And while that's one way for Complexity to start things off. And you know, BlameF as an in-game leader right now is just going to be thanking his lucky stars, saying, okay, cool. You know, we got the pistol. It was in a great way. That's going to get him pumped up. Let's go to work. Let's get going. Forget that Nuke happened. This is map 1. Just like the last time you played against them. You know, DUST2 Mirage. It's the 2 maps that are coming up next. Let's go. But this is going to be Big, just going for Deagles and Kevlar here. They do go for the 4 spy. No bomb plant, but that's fine. And Searson's got that scoot. He's been hitting shots.
Oh, man. Yeah, scary. I mean, last year I was calling him the best scout player in the game, period. It was just absolutely unbelievable with this gun. It's just crazy how patient he is, and how sometimes he doesn't even need to be patient. He can hit the most precise headshots. And, of course, that is the deal with the scout. You got to hit the headshots. We all know an opera or two that hit way too many headshots when they don't need to. And they're like, man, why aren't you aiming lower? But, you know, with the scout, that skill is very important. Now, with the pressure out mid, we've got the counter flash, but Tizian comes out a little bit closer than his teammate did, and BlameF is here in the backlines to support Config and support himself. He gets the kills at mid, as well as the player dropping Cat behind him, and flicks back around to get Xantares. Can he just make it the eco ace? Keto here up at long, and BlameF's just going to make sure he doesn't die, it looks like. Keto picks up the scout. 8 seconds on the clock. I mean, Keto, he's saving this for the next round, but he's not going to get loss bonus for this.
No, this is really painful. But, I mean, it's going to be another round of eco coming in for Big, so... You know, no loss bonus, but if you hold on to the scout, maybe you can do something within the round that follows, or just hand that over to Searson and let him go to work again. But main thing there is I think this is Big trying to play off of it. Config doesn't get anything out of that, and if you look at heat maps of Complexity and their CT side defense on this map in particular, there's a couple of real hot spots on the map, especially at that time, and where Config was standing is one of them. It's just glowing red. He really likes to play that spot, and so Big could be trying to exploit this, right, where certain players just have tendencies. They got their comfort spot they want to go to until you force them out of it, and Big may be trying to get that going right off the bat, where it's like, okay, Config, we know you like to play here. Let's go say hello with some Deagles up close. And again, it's just BlameF with an insane individual performance. Sure. He manages to get a quad kill. Get out of here. That's not supposed to happen every round. So Big, that's maybe a little bit of a gut check, because I feel like they're going to think we did it right. We got the read. We got the punish. And then we just lost to an insane individual performance that just cannot happen consistently.
I mean, you know, comfort spots are they can lose you entire rounds. That's for sure. If there was a little bit more utility behind that, B could have been cracked open in just a few seconds following that kill. So I think a very salient point here is Big take some damage. They move slowly up Cat. We've got Poison on the scout himself at long. Maybe that duel will come to fruition soon. Some folks will come over. BlameF with the counter utility. You're going to see a lot before he even throws it. And they try to make some progress, and he is just Oh, he is just eating up these ecos. Eco Cobra here, Blame F. Top 6 in the world last year. It wasn't all eco kills, but...
Yeah, now we know how he sits at the top of those stats. Oh, yeah, that scoreboard.
But listen, it's like First said, right? He's like, if I don't get these kills, nobody will. You know? He said, First said, I get all the eco kills. If I don't, we lose the round.
There you go. That's good.
It's important if you lose, right?
Look, that's a good way to look at it. I like how he runs away as well. You know, he's just like, he gets the quad kill, and instead of trying to go for the ace like any player would, he'd just be like, actually, no, I need the KDA, man.
Yeah.
The KDA.
It's not just the kill. Yeah, it's the ratio. The ratio, exactly.
Okay, so now we're going to get the smoke out long. Nice attempt at a shot there from Searson. Timing was good. He just split second too late there. Doesn't get the trigger.
Yeah, even Searson misses, believe it or not, once in a while.
It happens.
Those op shots seem louder than the rest. I can remember the one miss from last map. It's like, oh my god.
It was so loud that in fact it killed our sound entirely.
Yeah. Hopefully we get that back in a second.
To be fair, for a long period of time, I was just casting without sound. Just for the hell of it, because it felt like it was getting too much for my ears, you know, to just always be listening.
Oh, my ears are shot.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think
you have
anyone's...
tinnitus too? I have tinnitus.
I mean, I'm going to, yeah. I can barely hear you right now.
Well, you know, Lonnie, some people would see that as a benefit.
I think Henry's probably the worst years of anyone I've had casted with. But okay, Rush as a long anchor. Wow. Okay, he gets a kill. They go down. They trade down everybody down to a 3-on-3 situation. Poison gets a very important op kill there. This at least opens up the ability to go for the retake. Potentially also only gives up a scout on long, so there's no op for the post plant. Flash comes in. They bait Xantares, into peeking that, and this gives the CTs a slight edge. It's sometimes still comfier to be the T sitting holding the angle, but it's only a deagle on Keto. He's got a lot of work to do. He misses that first shot, doesn't get the kill, but the 1v3 for Tapson is real. Blame F has time to go for this defuse, and Tapson's not on long plat where the bomb is planted for. I think he tries to drop in a pit sneakily. That play didn't actually make a lot. I want to say that didn't make a lot of sense.
Dude,
it was planted long.
Just make like he hesitated.
It was planted for long plat as well, not really in for the pit. I mean, Blame F could have stuck there, and Tapson would have had to come forward out of the pit, so he took a long way around to the wrong side of the pit.
Well, listen, you know, maybe Tapson will regret, you know, shouting at Blame F saying, "Hey, I've got a gun. It's different this time. You're not gonna get these kills for free." And then Blame F is like, long range M4. That was a quad kill for Tapson as well. That was so close to the ace clutch. So close, but I think he just kind of caught like midair on the ledge, decides, okay, I'll go in the pit, and of course that's when your opponent peeks you. It's in the contract. Yeah. They have to peek at the absolute worst time every time.
Yeah, timing.com.
Timing.com gets CSGO'd. It's just the way it goes. Ooh, nice HE. Goes right past JKS. So close. So, well, this has been a frustrating start for Big on DUST2, without a doubt. And to be fair, I gotta eat my words a little bit. Thought that Complexity would crumple, at least early on after that loss on Nuke, but it looks like they had enough time to reset, and they're showing some true discipline here.
It could easily be, you know, people are writing 11-4 in chat right now, okay? So there's definitely lots of time to crumple, and we've seen worse fall-offs here than just 4 rounds. So there's still time for the story to change here for Big and to show that, you know, why they're so good at DUST2 in the first place. But for the meantime, yes, you know, Complexity are making us pause at least to think about this. Like, oh, maybe they are a lot more prepared for DUST2 than we expected. B hit is oncoming. Config wants to drop that molly. He's got a teammate in JKS on the car. As Alan talked about, one of his spots that he plays, and Config trying to control that crosshair and does a pretty good job. There's a lot of damage dealt here. Doesn't look like that bomb will even get planted. No. It's denied. Rush stops that from happening. 5-0 start.
Nice quick flank there from Rush. Yeah, 5-0. And while Big now, this is where they're going to have to come up with the goods. Tapson, though, again, with the Krieg. Dude, he's just committed to the Krieg. I really admire this, actually. Just setting the trend, showing that this gun is still just fine. Maybe he's perfectly viable.
He's just so good, he's trying to sabotage his opponents. He's like, look at me use this Krieg, and then everyone else uses it, but he can't use it as good as he can, then he ends up having an edge.
All right, so we're going back to the quick long take.
Yeah, maybe just get blue control here. So Well, see, the CTs are coming up close. You know, one tucked in. There's actually going wide as well. This is quite a good way to deal with this if you're the CTs. And Poison set up nicely for the long cross. And even though he's tagged, he's able to fall back. There's one who's already around the corner, and Searson ends up winning this duel. Poison doubts himself for a moment, thinking they could have crossed. But long control is still the CTs. This helps them with the rotation a little bit. However, Tizian all the way off of Cat, peeking into the Xbox. That is an amazing play by Tizian.
When he doesn't take the shot, Searson, now they've got the angle on him. Catches him with the nade in hand. BlameF is out of it. Unreal. The timings, the way these are working. Tabson with the flank as well, manages to catch one out. And this is all on JKS, and he may get dropped on. Is Tabson really going to go for this? Straight down into CT? That would be hilarious. But they don't really have too much money on big side, so I think they do want to try and get out of here with guns in hand.
Sometimes with Poison, I feel like I need him. He had every right in the world to be more patient there. So they already had the player advantage. They had long control. He didn't have to flick, you know, from Cat to long. He just had to worry about Cat and this one cross. And
trust in the teammates.
He really didn't even need to duel Searson there. He could have taken out the next rifler walking up past him.
Because Rush was still alive long. So it's just a lack of trust in teammates that ends up costing him there.
I really feel like his confidence isn't there right now. I feel like it looks like he's doubting himself, and I might be reading into that, but it looks like in some of the, even on Nuke, it feels like he's second guessing his positions. He was holding the right angle originally to just chill, and then just, you know, flicks back and forth. And every time you see that, you wonder, sometimes you're catching timing, sometimes you're creating timings. And an Xbox smoke missed here. They're running it down mid. They can't even get out mid now because of that. They were going to try, but it is just versus pistol. So found an opening at the entrance of B.
They need to be very careful about this, though, because the M4 is in position. Although JKS has decided to play a very passive angle. Thought that he would face, try and have an impact. And instead, he's grouping up with the rest of his teammates here, hoping perhaps to catch somebody out in mid. You do have Searson here with the AWP. Life is going to get real interesting for him real fast. This is the shot. Now he's at real risk of getting overwhelmed.
It's always scary.
Only now has the bomb been planted.
I took the time with it. Just forgot the bomb code.
Had to call...
Who do you call?
Mom.
Call mom for the bomb code.
Moms remember everything.
Yeah, true.
Oh, but that's done. Keto's out, and now this is actually looking like Big are starting to have a bit of an impact here. Second round fixing to be on the board, and Complexity, well, the JKS has still got that M4. Money is going to be good in the next round for a full buy, though. So now, you know, how do you think Complexity change it up? Do they go for a double AWP? You can get config on that op as well as Poison, start messing around there. I mean, there are some options on this CT side for Complexity.
The problem is they also one rifle round, and on that one rifle round, I feel like they had a really good start and a bad finish, and it was individual mistakes. So if I would copy and paste the same strategy. I love how they approached long control there, where they came through the smoke, one came up close on blue, and then one swung out wide, and that really messed up the aim of the player who snuck out long on that first spawn. So I think Complexity should try to go for that again. And Poison again, I mean, his job was so easy if he just kept giving up his angles and just making sure they don't get closer to the bomb plant zone, as opposed to like peeking deeper and like switching back and forth. So I know he learned from that mistake. I'm sure he felt it. He's like, why did I do that? You know? So as long as they don't do that, long control, you know, super solid here for the CT side. They're actually peeling back to make sure there's not going to be any fast mid B splits, but it's the Cat A split coming on. Tizian, he's going to walk out mid. Rifler's going to duel him, and Rush has been pretty rock solid here as a rifler in this spot.
He is so good at that spot. It's really a specialty for him.
He knows.
As the long anchor. He's so long in the tooth, and this time, however, he is going to miss one bullet, and that's going to end up costing him against that Krieg. There's Poison, though. Quick aggro opping, trying to fight back. Needs the second shot, but Tabson again with that Krieg, going to find a kill.
Oh, the blazing fast bullet. Oh, man, talking about blazing fast is Xantares, of course. Hair slick back. Tons of hair gel in there. That was beautiful.
What a savage. That was sick. And that's a save that his teammates desperately needed.
Oh, my God. And the flank is coming out with the bomb of all things. Tabson, masterminding, you know, entry, killing, top fragging. What can't he do?
Does this cost his team? If he dies here.
I mean, he's going to go, you know, they're contained and they don't even know it. They think they're retaking A. The bomb's making its way over to the B side. They've got one in CD Saw. And Searson, he's just feeding into this, making them think that it's going to be an A take the entire time. It has nothing to do with this site. And once again, they're scared now of rotating because they realize they've been walked past. Oh, wow. That's a confident peek. He could have got punished for that one.
That is such a confident peek.
Holy hell.
What is he doing peeking that?
He heard him
Anybody
running.
else is just kind of holding the door.
22 health. He heard him running, and he just went for it. All or nothing for Xantares.
That is so nuts because then if he dies, then his Tabson's alone on B with the bomb.
Yeah, it's like a real chance there.
I don't even. This is rage inducing if you're complexity because
Yeah.
at that point you're just like, why is that guy peeking?
Mm-hmm.
What is going on? And then of course he's like Xantares is like, hey, join my clan, Xantares peek.
Yeah, that Steam group is almost full. I don't know if there's a limit, but that's the big one. The Xantares peak, that one is rammed. Up there with F1 race car peak and Ferrari peak.
Ferrari peek.
Yeah.
All the way. This shot though.
I'm still in Honda peak though.
What's up?
I'm still in Honda peak. That's my Steam.
Really?
I
You
tag
got
up
the
in
Honda peak one
yeah.
going?
Yeah, just that Deagle Ace. That just did something to me.
I still got the YOLO hit squad.
Squad.
That was from
It's 2014
Yep,
copyright.
Yep, that was way back.
Ooh, okay. No spawns, no guns. So long take comes out for Big. It's super solid anti-eco. It's been talked about a million times in CS. I mean, you keep distances with guns, and these days it's just come back into popularity, just taking long control even versus guns. The CTs, there's just not much counterplay. You can't flank around because you're scared of this guy holding from back spawn, even if he's not. And then when they come up onto the site, you can sit behind the CT smokes. You can sit behind the site box, but they can just get mollied out. There's not a whole lot of options for the CTs to just guarantee they win, even if they know you're here.
It's just about stacking guns on that site right now. Quad players, 4 players here, 4 complexity on the A site, ready with the Deegs. We've seen how dangerous they can be, and well, all of Big are going to come ripping around this corner. And there you go, Halo bullets picking up one. But again, on that bomb site, kill after kill coming through, and even Blamef not able to get a kill with that Deeg. So, all in all, actually, a very nice anti-eco round coming in there from Big.
Mm-hmm.
And that's 4 rounds on the board now for Big. They're powering up here, Launders.
They did a good job of getting enough kills on those rifle rounds that instantly after winning one, they force a save. Then they win the next one, they force a save. So they've had the fastest, easiest route to tying this game up possible. But of course, they'll need to win this. This will be the capstone round to make sure that they actually do that numerically. For what it's worth, I mean, winning this round would be, I think, quite upsetting for complexity just for other reasons. But we've already got an op duel in response here for Poison. He wins one over Searson and drops a second shot and almost gets spammed through the door. And Rush doesn't get a kill this time holding on to long when he's been so good about it. There is residual flashbang light that blinds up Tizian, and he can't focus his crosshair. But right after that, 3 T-frags come in. JKS now in a 1v3. I honestly don't even know where those kills came from. Was that up there on the cat cross? Oh my!
We're all over the place. I mean, standard. What I'm thinking here is that Rush is changing up his positioning, having to adopt. Similar to what I said at the beginning. There are 2 things that I picked up on the heat map earlier, looking at this map going into this one. Was that Config likes to hold close left at mid doors, but also that Rush plays from pit. And he just holds the same spot in pit round after round after round. And notice now Rush has been outside of the pit. He's been up on the plateau. He's been close on left instead of in the pit. He's to the left of the pit. He's trying to change it up, but then that's going to put him out of his comfort zone.
Yeah.
Maybe he's not as comfortable holding that angle as he would the pit angle. And so maybe we're seeing Big, try and capitalize on this now. They're forcing Rush to change up, and they're punishing that change, and that is unlocking the rest of the options here on this A site.
That's the catch-22. It's like you want to play your favorite spots because you're good at them. But Tabson sitting there with a bag of Doritos, and, drenched in G Fuel, watching all your demos for 6 hours, and you don't want to sit in the same spot that you love. So then you play a spot that you're not good at or not comfortable in. And he's got cheese dust on his fingers, laughing.
Chuckling, yeah.
Yeah, he's just chuckling,
Laugh syndrome.
twirling his stash. Yeah, exactly. So that's the tough part about. That's definitely the hardest part about being a pro. I'm sure people are paid to watch your demos. Ugh.
How long have coaches and analysts and in-game leaders been complaining about this right now? When the analyst became a thing, I think that's when you really saw the shift, because beforehand you could use a strat a few times before it caught on and people started getting ready.
You get about one time.
Yeah, now you
might as well
use a strat, and you know that your opponent the very next match is going to know how to counter that strat.
The best way is to don't bother inventing. Just steal. Just borrow everyone else's strats. You just buy everyone else. Let them do the work.
China, calm down.
And it's Complexity are actually, or sorry, Big are the ones who innovated the most in that regard. Actually, they put so much work into making new stuff over and over again, but it's almost futile. You know how much you have to innovate to stay ahead, especially with the amount of games that you have to play.
Dude, they are brutal now. They're just taking this over. 5-5 tied up. Big looking more and more confident, and they've got the real death ball approach here. I love to see this. And anti-ecos just bring all of the guns to bear. You know they've got pistols. Do not give them a chance.
Oh. Okay. So he looks up. It's like, wait, why don't you put the scout up? But Poison's, low down there in spawn. And yeah, I mean, there's a good cluster of CTs here that's scaring Big off a little bit. I don't think their odds shift too much. I don't think they're actually that nervous. But interestingly, they're coming back towards Cats. And yeah, they maintain control. And this is the whole idea behind DUST2 is that the site is actually really horrible to hold. You don't want to stand here. You want to be at long or on Cat. And right now, Big Clan have neither. Sorry, or Complexity have neither, excuse me. So they come through the crunch, and all the spots are compromised here on this tiny little box on the A site. And there is really no counterplay. JKS dies with the only rifle in CT spawn, and Searson wins another duel versus Poison, though I think he was just scouting this time around.
So that should be, 6 rounds in a row now for Big. I mean, it has been the trend that we've been seeing more and more in CSGO, where teams are just chaining rounds together. You go 3, 4, 5. But I mean, you start getting up into the 5, 6 rounds in a row territory, and I think if you're Complexity, you're kind of pulling at your collar a little bit.
Sure.
It's starting to get a little warm in the room, a little uncomfortable.
You start out mad because you're like, oh, we're 4 rounds up, and man, we almost won Nuke. And now you're just like, oh, crap, we actually might lose DUST2 even though we're doing so great. So Searson, what an absolute madman out here along with the AWP. He dies right away. He gets info on 2 players, though, so this fast tracks him up. Cat, Poison gets flashed off of his spot, and luckily he comes to and finds a frag as well. So they can actually maintain some presence. This opens up Lame F to peek. And in a 2-on-4 situation, now 1-on-4, certainly Complexity break the spell.
Yep, this has got to be it. 1v4 scenario now for Tabson, hoping to take advantage of the smoke. And it's worth noting, guys, that if you're standing in the smoke, you get to see your opponent a fraction of a second faster than he can see you. That still works, and that's why you see a lot of pros, they'll just hug up to smokes or they'll stand in smokes and just kind of predict where their opponent's going to be, because there's that fraction of a second. If they're faster, they can pick them off. And so, hey,
it's a terrible aspect of the game. And
it's just one of those things.
It needs to be fixed. It's something that's it's becoming. It's just I mean, you can't blame someone for using it. They're using the tools at their disposal. But this is something that the game allows you to do, and yeah, you've got to be aware of it. And it also can be used against you.
Exactly.
So you've got to be wise about how you approach it. But yeah, it's very strong at the moment, very strong. So B-site's going to be tested, it looks like.
It hasn't been getting too much action, and so that's going to wake up a little bit here. Config is going to start off, but then 2 quick kills coming in. And we will get the smokes blocking off the doors, and we should have that bomb getting planted in a moment's time.
Boy.
Not a whole lot that Complexity can do when it's that quick a hit onto the B site. Everybody's still over on A. The focus has been long. Good conditioning coming in here from Big round after round. Like, hey, we're going to hit long, and we're going to keep hitting long.
Yeah.
And so Complexity have to play honest over here and keep these bodies over here, at least at the beginning, before rotating them away. And so Big take advantage and just hit that B site. Poison, though, not going to be outdone.
Yeah. I talk about conditioning so much that people are just like, dude, all you do is talk about conditioning, and it's
you
like,
don't even have a 6-pack.
It's such. I know. I'm just a giant hypocrite. I'm just a giant. I got. No, this is. I got.
Where are them 3D delts?
They're there. They're just hiding. I mean, yeah. I'm just keeping them warm, right?
Okay.
All that.
It's real. I mean, it's warm up in Canada. Or it's cold up in Canada, to be fair.
There's like a layer of cheese on top of my abs. My daily pizza.
Exactly, dude. But you're right. I mean,
I've never been
why don't
happier,
you explain
though, I just wanna
conditioning just
say.
in case? Like, why don't you explain what the idea is there?
Yeah, this is like the idea behind, Glaive and what made him such a great caller is that he was just, hit the same site 4 times in a row, then throw a fake to the other site because you're totally terrified, and then, hit the same site again. And it's like conditioning is basically just getting you accustomed to the idea that something is going to happen, and then, going somewhere else, or, weakening one part of the map so many times, and then going somewhere else or going to the same site again. Because you think that that's a dice roll the other team won't expect, and yeah, that mind game makes it very difficult. And of course, Complexity have just been hurt on A over and over again, so largely untested at B. But now they've kind of opened up possibilities on both sides of the map. And here, actually, Poison has made his way over to B. They've got Config in the spawn. The trades come out, and they try to respond. And there's a couple of small openings, but for every CT, there appears to be 2 Ts peeking back.
That's so wide. It's so clean from Big. They peek together. Bam, bam, bam. You're always facing 2 guns if you're Complexity in that situation. That's actually ridiculous how good that is. And so JKS, element of surprise, trades 1 for 1. Same thing from Config, but then he gets pre-fired by Keto. That was sick.
Yeah.
And then what do? They swing CT together.
Yeah.
It's brutal. Complexity have just got to be feeling like they're getting manhandled right now. 15th round, 8-6 for Big, and it feels like, fortunately, Complexity won the pistol and got a strong start. Otherwise, what would we be looking at?
Oh, man. Yeah, 15-0 pretty much, it feels like. If not for that strong start. Oh, my gosh.
Oh.
It felt like
I thought he hit it.
felt like
I thought
he almost
pulled the
switched
trigger.
before he clicked,
Yeah.
I definitely felt the mouse won in that moment. But yeah, at this point it just feels like Big can do no wrong. They're walking on water here in the later stage of this half. And not much money, not the sexiest equipment here, 2 FAMASes. Not a lot of utility, and at the end of the day, it's DUST2. There's not too many options that are going to be obvious. So we've got Rush standing in a similar position. You've got, them maintaining presence with this cap peek, and Conflict playing close left on the door. He'll fall back, and they could have punished, but because there was no utility here for him to use. But you can see, they feel like they want to do something. They want to try to take some kind of risk. But do we even have we have 1 supporting flash for Blame F. We should watch for that as Rush is inside the pit. And it'll probably be in response to this. Here he is prompt up, and now that's unfortunate. The flash comes out. Rush wants to get a kill. Flash pops. Rush gets a second kill, but instead takes too long on the first one. Flash hits him as well. This leaves Big 5-4 up, and look at this. And Terrace,
so nasty.
if it wasn't already bad enough, he's just
20 seconds.
halfway across the B site. Oh my God, this is actually way slow. JKS could cause a problem here.
This is a nightmare. He's going to hear all these footsteps, and if he swings in and guts him.
JKS could cause a problem here for sure. He's running over, but Xantaris outside the site. Config. Wait, 3 seconds. They can't even plant.
Okay, well, that was an awkward way to finish the half. After everything that Big achieved, they got a little ahead of themselves there. They got out on long and then decided, you know what, with 20 seconds left, we need to rotate all the way over to the B site. An impossibility. So there you have it. We're going to take a quick break, Launders, and when we come back, we'll get into the second half. 8-7 the score.
Chew on that. Well, it was an 8-7 half, but if you caught the end, I feel like you'd have a more accurate depiction of what actually happened, where it felt like Big could just do almost anything. Apart from that last round.
That's a very...
They can't change the clock. That's one thing they can't do.
They can't change the clock, but you're right. They just feel like they can go anywhere. They're like, yeah, why don't we go to B? And then they're like, wait, there's only 20 seconds left. Oh, too late. We're already doing it.
Yeah, they committed.
Whoa!
Whoa, that's the meatiest of an Orknade. If we go all the way back to 1-6 here, that was insane. The amount of damage off that one Pokeball. And Searson in the spawn, I mean, they're getting shoved out of the site, but they've done so much damage they got to kill. I mean, Big Clan, I mean, name a team that likes retaking more. Complexity are definitely scared right now.
They've got utility as well, 2 flashes to make life easier, a kit on Tizian, and even Tamsin has a flash to help support his mates. They're looking for the shots right now, and JKS takes a bullet to the face. This is absolutely unreal. Ooh. So easy, so clean, they don't even drop a body.
Nowhere is safe. There's just not a good place to stand. And that is the... You know, I think it's Australis that really popularized coming through CT spawn. I think back in the day when you play on a team, everyone would be like, don't rotate through CT spawn. They're going to shoot you from, like, above Cat and stuff like that. But then Australis started coming through with these nades that were like, all you have to do is smoke off Cat. And then there's only Gandalf and the back of the site and Goose. And it's way easier, actually, to retake from CT spawn than to go through mid, potentially get killed from lower, get killed from green box, etc.
And if you've got aim like a pro, you've got the USP.
If
they peek you, all I see as a CT is your head, so you die, right? Which, as we saw, everybody got shot in the face on Complexity there, and that did not pan out nicely for Complexity. And so Big, this time around, they trade pistols. Complexity got the pistol round and 5 rounds in a row at the beginning of the first half. Now Big, they get the pistol round on their CT side, and we get to see what they're capable of. Complexity, rather than going for the force buy after that bomb plant, though, they're going for some pistols in this round. They want a strong buy in the 18th. And that's unfortunate for Searson getting caught. Tizian with the flank, though, and Tizian just farming money. Oh, there's going to be an op. They're going to have money for that op in the next round.
Oh, yeah. They can buy whatever they want. Okay. Well, I mean, it is the bomb carrier here in Rush, so, you know, slight odds, if any. But he's going to get met halfway by Keto. I feel like this could have a very funny ending, especially if he goes unchecked. Okay, no, Keto just runs up and peeks him, rushes out. He at least gets 2, which is a significant amount of damage. I still want to say, you know, deaths on these rounds are wins for Complexity. They get 3.5k off the board. It's very early on in the half. That definitely has a knock-on effect, but ultimately, it doesn't affect the buy for this round in general. They'll still be able to get what they need. They'll just have to buy down to 0 almost.
It's just a real shame that Tizian dies there. Because if he could have held onto the Kevlar, then he could drop that AWP, get traded at M4, and it would be perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Now, if you were to drop the op, you know, it's not ideal.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, the idea is always get, you know, 3 kills if you can. That's definitely a victory on an eco. In terms of the buy here for Complexity, full utility belts, all the fixins. Everyone's got a molly, I think, and there's no op in play, but they won't need it to win. More of a bonus here for Big. Feels like Complexity won the last round here. And that should just tell you kind of like how opulent actually Big are because of it. But now, what is the play? Tons of pressure here, and Searson, he's running around with a scout, so he's not a huge threat. I say that, and there could be a headshot coming up, but they do shoo him back and also make him eat a few bullets on the way out.
Yeah, we're going to have to keep a close eye on the evolution of this long take. Oh, JKS not expecting the twofer, and there's Searson. Shot on a config, dude.
Another
tag. No way!
He can't be stopped. They've got to deal with this. They want to fight him so bad. They finally find the bullets through the smoke. Tizian, from the watchtower above, peering over the smoke, takes out Poison way down in the back, and Blame F trying to control a spray. Cannot do it, and Big Clan pull it right back.
Outrageous. And let's get a look at this again. This is unfortunate for JKS. You can't expect two guys to go for the push like that. But Searson finding kill after kill at long. This gets way out of hand.
Wow. And, you know, when I say pull it back, it looked like here's a round Complexity look very healthy in terms of their buy. Their AKs are going up against the Scout. They just need to eat through a bonus round for Big Clan, and they can't even do that. So now Searson upgrades to the Papa Scout here, the AWP, and Complexity back onto pistols. Such a demoralizing situation to have to call so many pistol round strats if you're playing that.
Yeah, I like the 2-1-2 approach here from Big, though. Not cheating anybody over to any particular part of the map. They're going for the spread across the map. They've got M4s. They know they're going up against pistols. And so they're just looking to wreak havoc here. Very curious to see how that long take evolves between Complexity and Big. Complexity really like to get the corner smoke down over there to try and give them a little bit more room to work with. But Big also like to throw the ramp smoke. So you can't even like wind up with a smoke wall out on long. And that just makes life real interesting because then it's all focused on pit player or trying to just get scrimmy through the smoke. And there's all sorts of weird shenanigans that can happen over there.
I always thought that is so interesting about Counter-Strike. You can't really counter a smoke like how a smoke counters a Molotov, but if you have another smoke,
yeah,
you can make it into a new kind of wall that doesn't favor them. Now, they've got a strat that involves a smoke running through one, and my goodness, the spray control there for Santeris, I better see that in some frag movie coming up. That's like one of those filler frags, right? You put it in there just to show off how mechanically gifted this man is. That was just perfect.
That almost looked like some 1.6 spray, you know what I mean? Just tracking onto heads.
Meanwhile, I look like I'm on an Etch-a-Sketch.
Oh, dude. Well, Big right now are just powering. And, I mean, Big have just got to be feeling absolutely fantastic. Their stars are hitting shots. Xantaris is feeling it. Tapson back in the mix. I mean, everybody is doing work. Even Keto, who had a very quiet nuke, he's hitting it. Whoa, yep.
Oh, my God.
Unfortunately, Searson, that is not going to be allowed.
Yeah, that's clearly a call out here on a play he likes to make. Now, Config's got that angle just to watch someone go into lower, but it also covers this run up on the right side of the wall. And this takes the, this just takes the sweat right off the brow of Poison, who now knows he doesn't have an Opera to duel against or have to run into in this round. And they can quickly go ahead and take out Long as well. Such a big find to take that Opera out so early. And now Rush. Yeah, he'll get the kill. Poison freely peeking at mid, but it's already a little bit too late. Even Tabson getting a kill counts against him because of how far away he is here at Long, but it is Xantaris. However, I thought he was going to get two. I thought he might get two, but it doesn't end up being the case.
That was so sick, though. He even played with the flash in mind. So I mean, it's just like he sees the flash coming, he's ready for it, doesn't manage to get the kill, though. And, well, Tabson has just decided to do the heavy lifting. I guess I cursed Keto because, I mean, he loses the must-win duel at Long where he absolutely 100% has to get that kill because that guy's isolated there. His teammate not able to help him with the Molly blocking him off. So that should be, I want to say, a freebie, except that it was played well by both sides. It's just that he lost the duel. So that throws everything out of whack. Tabson then has to hang around and actually try and clean that up, and it just gets out of whack. So Tabson actually manages to make his way mid and save that AWP, which is very nice, because otherwise Xantaris could drop one, but now Xantaris can drop some M4s instead, and this can actually turn into a pretty healthy buy going into the next round for Big. I
really love seeing Searson go for more aggressive tactics in general, because it always felt like he would finish the food in front of him. Whatever was there, he wouldn't miss, but it was always kind of like he needed someone to, pat him on the butt, like Tabs, and be like, man, you're so much better than this. Like, go get out there. You know what I mean? Get after it, right? And now he's being set up to do these tactics where it just feels like that's not in his personality, but it is in his potential. And of course he dies, but that and that might be his big fear. He doesn't want to let his team down, doesn't want to give up an op. But it's the meta, first of all, to be more aggressive, and it's also just like every other great opera, you can have extraordinarily high impact and take a certain amount of risks a game.
Right.
It's actually a very good thing to do. And also, you become useless if you start taking too many passive angles where people know where you like to stand.
Well, the op needs to get a kill. I mean,
the op needs to get a kill.
He needs to get a kill. One way or another, you have to be taking fights, and you have to get value for that gun.
Ooh.
And the best teams right now all have ops on them, and they all have pretty competent oppers.
Yeah.
I mean, G2 are the exception, but then, would you consider G2 one of the best teams right now? Up for debate. But as far as Big are concerned,
I've been talking mad shit about G2, but I feel like they actually could win this event. They've been winning a lot recently. You looked at me like, who's paying you? Yeah, but no, I've been talking so much shit about G2, but man, they've been winning. They've been getting better. I won't lie. And you know what? I'm always happy to shut up my boy Almanac, man. He's killing it.
He is, and he has been put in a real awkward spot on that team.
Yeah.
And he's definitely stood tall. So you got to give credit. Fair enough, Launders. I'm with you on that. You got to give credit where credit's due.
I've also been sleeping on Big. I feel like some of their results are a little bit inflated with some of the games they played. But look at this. I mean, I can't believe any team could look this comfortable versus Complexity. And yes, they do answer back on a couple of trades here, but the Bomb is in a tough spot, and it looks like the CTs are comfortable, you know, playing around, taking some flagrant peeks. However, JKS slowly creeps up as this duel in the doors is prolonged, and now they'll start to grab control. Whoa, Searson under the truck with that USP shot right in the feet.
Oh,
Takes off a couple of toenails, I think so, yeah. Hard to see exactly, but that flash could be good. I mean, they might not see the trajectory. Blind shot from Searson, of course. It's like clicking mouse 1 for the opera sometimes.
No, but did Searson get the leg on JKS as that fight is going down mid?
There was some weird X-ray, but I don't know if he was behind the truck and he shot under it, but it looked like it. Maybe we'll get a replay of that.
I really want to see this because
Keto, no, of course you're gonna blue ball
Keto
this.
gives
Come
his
on,
back
guys.
up to B slope, trusting that his teammate in CT spawn has got that covered, right? And then obviously JKS gets the kill. But if Searson got the leg on JKS and then JKS still manages to get the kill, I mean, fine, fair enough, right? But that looked a little dicey there. Still, big 13th round on the board for them. So important. Beautiful HE right into upper dark. Complexity taking the brunt of that damage, and now it's just going to be turning. It's going to turn into a blender.
Yeah, that's. I mean, M4, the silenced M4, but that silenced M4 is rotating in. Oh wait, hold on. Whoa, what's going on here? Okay, 3 up, low HP, taps it. He's just running it into the site. Oh my God, he'll get punished. Bullet to the back of the head, drive style, and Searson with an HE. Any piece of utility could be a kill. Oh, it's not. JKS. Count your graces. 7 HP, 2-on-3 situation. The retake's a little bit far right now. I don't know if they'll easily get in. Tizian from the tunnels with the rifle is surely going to be the most important part of this puzzle. And he finds his kill and a half. And now it's Blame F low. He sneaks his way out of the door. Smoke goes down, but it's not a far away smoke. Searson looking to play above it, and he sees the shadow still. Oh, he'll find the kill. Beautifully played by Searson. That was actually fantastic. He could have thrown that smoke in the doorway and made his life miserable, thinking about sticking the bomb or not. Instead, he forced Blame F to find out if he was peeking.
And they're all so low on Complexity. I mean, that starts off with an HE, already soften him up, but again, dude, I feel like the era of Tech 9s is just slowly coming back. You know, you go Tech 9 Eagle, you can handle everything.
It's strong, yeah.
Close quarters combat with the Tech 9 is so brutal.
It's a good gun. It's crazy.
It's a good gun. And that is, I don't know if I can handle it, man. These are such stressful rounds. And Complexity, well, they get robbed. Well played by Searson, keeping his cool. Another big round for Big. That's 14 rounds on the board now for Big. And Searson with the leg shot. Well, that time we got to confirm it. JKS.
Wow. And he
makes it into pit.
He actually makes that quick rotation. So now they're obsessed with this car, right? They're smoking it. They're mauling it. They don't know if he's in that corner. And as soon as that smoke goes down, even if the CT's through that, which they might have, that cause, you know, even more descent in the communication for Complexity, where they have to entertain the idea he might still be there, which is so annoying. Oh, Xantaris all the while is in lower, looking for this lurk kill. And nade all the way to the backup pit. JKS, he wasn't looking for a fight, man. He just wanted to hang out.
That is so cool. And now Xantaris, the angle's impeccable. Config gets caught.
Doesn't use a bullet too many.
This is crazy. Now they go through and he makes it out. No way.
Can do no wrong, and Searson up to bat once again. No op to fight him, and they whiff as well.
The collat. He gets the collat onto Blame F there. Dude, this is so crazy. Blame F with one, though. Takes down Keto. Still a 1v3 clutch. 40 seconds left. Bomb dropped in the open, and he's eating nades. Can still make his way through here as that smoke stands. But he's never getting this bomb planted. Tizian is too close to the door. As soon as he tries to go across here, Blame F is a dead man.
He DM'd 3 hours this morning. You sure he's not going to get a bomb plant?
Safe to say.
This would be a little bit hard.
I'm trying to connect the dots between DM and bomb
That's true. It has nothing to do with it. But, you know. Oh, my God. He's going for. Oh, K. Well, he actually could have. He actually. Oh. I don't know if there's a chance he even gets a kill. Very awkward in this moment, but they had enough bodies to throw the problem with the amount of time left on the clock. They throw one after another. You know, eventually he's going to lose the round. So time is the most important factor. That's why people, or like the amount of players you have, always matters more than the amount of HP.
Well, is there? I'm trying to think. Like, I guess in French it's like la bête noire. It's like the black beast, I guess, right? Where you just can't beat them.
Yeah.
Like you'll beat other teams, but against this team, you will lose.
Talking about Derek Lewis.
Stop it. Or it's like, Liquid with Astralis, stuff like that, where it's just like you could be in top form, but you just run into this one team and they've just got your number.
Yeah.
It feels like that with Complexity and Big, where Complexity, they just cannot seem to win against Big right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's absolutely insane, and this could be the very last round of the game. Xantiris here to corral those rotations. They come in for the flank. Xantiris threw the smoke in the butt. And now it's just JKS. He goes down as well. Another 3K on a list of 3Ks here for Xantiris, all on rifle rounds. An incredible map from him. Overall, a dominant map for Big Clan, and just another win on a series of wins in Big Clan's favor versus Complexity.
Yeah, they are just looking so good, Big. But again, this is against Complexity, and they've just got Complexity's number.
Yeah.
Now, how this goes throughout the rest of this bracket for Big is what we're going to be obviously having to take a look